What's up YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums. And in tonight's video I want to address some not only comments that I've received, but a lot of help outside via my wifey, who by the way has never watched one of my videos, but I love her, needless to say. A lot of people have been contacting my wife that's seen my videos, and they've started up fish tanks and they've got MTS. So this is just a quick organizational video. All you guys out there that have been keeping fish tanks for years and now have a beautiful one tank from your last 20 tanks that went from your last 10 tanks, from your first tank to this tank to that tank. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of people out there that do get overwhelmed when they first start in the hobby and they first catch that MTS bug. So I just want to shoot a quick video on a couple tips and tricks I use to keep organized. Now, my most favorite and by far main tip I go to is keeping track of what you're doing once you have multiple tanks. Now, you can keep a little notebook. You can keep it on your iPhone, your Samsung. You can keep it in your notes, wherever you have on your phone. But I like to have a whiteboard, and it's very simple. At one point, you can see all the empty spots. These things were filled up with tanks, but I keep all my salt water in blue. I keep all my fresh water in green, and I keep testing in red. Very simple. I have the gallon of the tank or which tank, and then when I cleaned my filter out, when I did a water change, when I changed any of the carbon, the GFO, the polyfilter pad, any type of chemicals. Down here, it's the ChemPure Green and the root tabs, and then I have testing. This board used to be filled up. I actually had two of these in my old house when I had many tanks. It is a very easy and simple way to keep track of what you've done on what tank. Now, when you run a busy life and you have kids or a family and you maybe work two jobs or you work nights, or how hectic it can get, this is a calming way of knowing what is going on with your fish tank, as opposed to, did I do that water change last week? Did I not do that? Did I add this? Did I feed that? Trust me, if you can stay organized once you start getting more than 2 or 3 tanks, it's going to make the hobby that much more enjoyable. It's going to make it more of a love than a labor of love. I know how it is to change water on 15 plus tanks, and if you have a full-time schedule, it becomes more of, why am I even doing this? So that's my first tip. That goes for freshwater and saltwater. For saltwater, I make all my buckets ahead of time. As you can see, I've gone through quite a bit over the last 6 weeks. I make all my salt water ahead of time, and then I label it, the salinity and the date. I take about an hour or two, and while I'm messing around with my Aquarium Box stuff, I just slowly mix water, and I do about 50 gallons in 5-gallon buckets. Now, why don't I just do it in that giant 55-gallon barrel over here? Because I like to make it in small batches so I can do water changes at will, heat up a little bit at a time. It stores perfect in a basement. I've never had any problem with my salt water. If it's covered and sealed and nothing's getting in and nothing's getting out, you do not need to circulate it or heat it or whatever. Just keep it in a stable place. And I mean, I've kept water for up to 8 months at a time, really. So my biggest thing is to stay organized, is to have a board and to know when you did what, and it helps you stay positive towards the fish keeping hobby. I like to have dedicated shelves for fish tank stuff only. I like to organize it by saltwater and freshwater, or small tank to big tank. Now, I know this might sound a little OCD, but trust me, once you start getting into a lot of tanks, hey, even my wife's friend just got 1 tank, and now she's already geeking out about, when do I have to do a water change? Oh, when do I have to do this? When do I have to do that? Like, folks, this isn't for you experts out there. This is for the beginners that, just want a sense of calmness once they start venturing further into the aquarium hobby. And it's up to us to keep them in the aquarium hobby, because we love fish and we want everybody to love fish. So those are a couple quick tips. My Aquarium Box, exciting news, e-commerce site launching soon. We're going to have about 75 to 100 items to start, and we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing, and we're going to give you guys the best prices on all your favorite aquarium tools, aquarium filters, foods, decorations, you name it, it's going to be on the site, and we're super happy to bring it to you. You can see my shadow. A dog. So, that's a couple tips and tricks. This is Mike from Mass. I'm out.